Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good evening. This is Dr. Fawzi Sleasley. I have the privilege to present to you today the lectures on literary criticism and theory for the e-learning classes at King Faisal University. The next presentation, I will simply introduce you to the syllabus of the class, the weekly readings, the topics that we will discuss, and so on. So as you can see, the title of the class is Literary Criticism and Theory. My name is Dr. Fawzi Sleasley. My email is there on the screen. My office hours are Sunday 1 to 3, and as soon as the university gives us phone numbers for you guys to call us at, I will be giving it to you guys in the next session or two. So, as I said today, this is our course introduction for literary criticism and theory. The course description, basically this is a course that exposes students to the main schools of literary and cultural theory. It offers students a survey of critical approaches to literature starting from Plato and Aristotle, and moving through the main schools that have added their contribution to the modern era. That includes schools like Russian formalism, French structuralism, post-colonialism, Prague school semioticians, deconstruction, new historicism, and others that probably will come up during the discussion. The objective of this class is to help students understand the conditions that allow textual interpretation and literary theory to emerge and evolve in Western culture. Essentially, the conditions that allowed literary criticism to develop as a discipline, as a discipline of study, and emerge and evolve in Western cultures, and how this tradition of textual interpretation and literary theory in turn shaped modern Western cultures and its value system. So we want to see where it came from and where it went and what it helped produce and develop. The teaching methods will be lectures, PowerPoint presentations, and we will have online live sessions as you have been explained before. There's a number of textbooks that you can consult if you want to buy extra books and read extra books. That includes Enright and Chickera, English Critical Text. It's an Oxford University Press, 1962. Roman, Selden and Widdowson, Peter Widdowson. It's a Reader's Guide to Contemporary Literary Theory, 3rd edition, 1993. Michael Payne edition, A Dictionary of Cultural and Critical Theory, 1996, and then Han Burton's Literary Theory, Basics, publishing 2001. The books are only for further reading if you choose, if you want to purchase them for yourself. You can study from the lectures and from the material that we will provide you online. Our weekly lectures, of course we have 14 lectures. This introductory lecture doesn't count. The first lecture is called The Story Behind the Stories, Rome and Greece. It's in the first session essentially looks at the historical background of literary criticism, the historical backgrounds that allowed the production of literary criticism in the Western culture. We will look basically at the relationship of ancient Greece and ancient Rome to Western civilization. That's going to be our topic for lecture 1 and 2. Lecture 3 will include criticism in Greece. We will look at Plato and his critique of poetry, which basically looks at Plato's book The Republic, book 3 and book 10. For week 4 we will look at criticism in ancient Greece. We will look at Aristotle and his critique of tragedy. So it's Aristotle on tragedy in the Poetics. Latin criticism, we will look at that in week 5. We will look essentially at Latin critics like Horace, Quintilian, Longinus. Then we will move for week 6 to European criticism. We will look at two movements essentially, humanism and classicism. Week 7 we look at Russian formalism. Week 8 we look at the Prague School of Semiotics. Week 9 we look at structuralism and narratology. People like Roland Barthes, Gérard Genette, Greimas, and other icons in the school of structuralism and narratology. For week 10 we look at post-structuralism, and essentially we look at Michel Foucault and the work of Michel Foucault and his contribution to literary criticism. Then we look in week 11 at post-structuralism, at Jacques Derrida. Week 12 we look at Orientalism, Edward Said. And for week 13 we look at the work of Raymond Williams and the School of New Historicism. Week 14 will be devoted to revisions, and then we move to the final exam. So I hope that you will enjoy this class and gain knowledge about the history of literary criticism, about the main schools of literary criticism, about the origins of literary criticism, where it came from, and its contribution to the development of Western culture and to the modern culture today. Thank you very much. دي مقدمة.